Some of the trends like in terms of operating systems and in terms of devices being sold, you would see Android and iOS are actually leading the pack. There is no secret in there. Everyone knows about this. But if you look at it, the number of applications that you have on both the app stores and the number of applications that you have on other app stores, to begin with, there used to be a differentiation saying that we have more number of applications on this app store compared to other app store. But if you look at it, all the basic applications that as an user, end user, a consumer, not an enterprise user, you have everything covered in there. But if you look at it from an enterprise perspective, you still do not have all the applications that an enterprise user needs. Like say, for example, your business processes, maybe it is something related to the HR processes or a sales process or a marketing process or whatever you have related to like order tracking, inventory or all of them. Not everything is still mobilized. So that is something that we need to look at. Another thing is that if you just look at one of the paradigm shift that, as Avinash told in the beginning, that mobiles are getting more traction because we see mobiles being used every now and then. Now you would be like, maybe we are one of them, that we keep our mobile phones near our pillow even while we are sleeping, right? That is the closest thing that we have all the time with us. That is the kind of penetration we have of these mobile devices into our lives. We don't even depart from them. Like I know some people, they take it early in the morning with all the whatever they are doing throughout the day. Phone is the one that they are carrying all the time. That is the kind of penetration that we have. So if you look at it, that usage of mobile phone is actually driving the actual adoption. Like many of you, while sitting here in the conference, might be still looking at like your emails, might be still looking at like some of the approvals or things that you need to make sure that you are still working and you still have your team accessing you at all the time. That is the power of mobility. And if you look at it, the way the numbers have increased in terms of adoption, in terms of number of users, in terms of applications and all that, the social networks are driving the adoption. You may be like, if you look at your own smartphones, you are using your Facebook, Twitter, news feeds, RSS feeds that you generally configure, and emails most of the times. All other applications that you would look at it, maybe you are using it only for the reason when you need them. Like, so for example, now you know everything, all the research has been done, now you want to just book the tickets. You know what pictures and everything. You're not looking at like reviews of the movie and things like that. You just want the movie ticket. So quick second, 30 seconds that you need, launch the application, get the ticket, done. That is the trend. If you look at it, the shopping and kind of trends that we see in the market, mobile shopping, buying on the mobile is increasing compared to buying on the desktop web applications. So when we are looking at enabling certain key features of the business or processes, this is the main thing that we need to consider to mobilize the area of a solution that helps you drive the sale. If you look at like some of the facts here that I have on the screen is like use of mobile web has almost surpassed the use of desktop web. And you might be knowing that just a couple of weeks ago, smartphones or smart devices have gotten into a billion club. So we have 1 billion or more than 1 billion smartphone devices. So those many users, you are actually looking at it. So from an enterprise perspective, you have all kinds of operating systems and platforms to tackle with. If you just look at like some of the interesting facts that of a global market share that we got it from one of our partners is basically Android phones are kind of like more than half covered into the entire globe, followed by iOS devices. But if you look at this, Android devices still have a lot of fragmentation, like a lot of manufacturer variations. You see a lot of operating system version variations that you have. In terms of iOS, until some time before, there were not many variations. Now you have like, of course, 4-inch iPhone, 5-inch iPhone, and iPad mini and iPad, maybe probably the same way, with some differences, of course. But if you look at it, iOS as a single operating system with the similar kind of versions, having more adoption rates of upgrading their operating systems to the latest one, iOS has a better adoption rate among all kinds of users, like enterprise as well as consumer and all of them compared to the Android users. So if you look at it, like some of the trends that we have, like the amount of internet traffic that comes from phones, iPhones is like little larger than Android phones. Compared to the share that iPhone or iOS devices have and the share of Android devices have, iPhones have much larger penetration. The next slide that I had related to the shopping activities or m-commerce activities, if you look at it, these are some of the stats that we have about like how people use smartphone for doing shopping. Like if you see, the largest one is like taking the photo of a product and then searching for that, or researching about it, or searching for the store like based on the geolocation, or looking at like product and pricing. There are lots of applications that have stemmed in, especially in this season for Halloween and holiday seasons, that do the comparison shopping. So that kind of applications, like say maybe taking the pictures and sending it to some places where like the analysis would come in. Like say for example, Amazon has this kind of remember me kind of features, right? So that kind of features are being used. Again, looking up by product, info by store, text or call friends, family is a very small for shopping, that you just call somebody and find out like whether this, like there is somebody, some guide sitting you helping you out, that, right? And then actually making purchase is like 26% of all the users that go onto the mobile actually make a purchase. So that is a big number compared to anything that you do on the desktop and other places. Of course, you buy online from the desktop, but the way it is growing, that people are actually using smartphones to buy something ranging from $1 item, which is application itself, to almost like three-figure or four-figure purchases that they make through their smartphones.